Hi Andy, just maybe give me your thinking behind the 5 changes to the team for Saturday.
Well, like always, there's a few different reasons that all gets put together. I suppose the main point to get out of selection is what's the right balance for us as a team of where we're at and who we're playing against, etc. in round 3, which is at Twickenham, which is going to be an obviously big occasion. So, a few lads promoted from the bench, maybe a little bit fresher starting, etc. A few lads that's not played coming into the squad as well over the last week or two, which freshened things up, and then obviously with different combinations and things like that, it's the balance of what's right for us, certainly with the substitutes, etc.
Just the decision to leave Sam out of the 23, you spoke about the protection you wanted players from the outside noise. What was that conversation like? Was it the same for any player who's left out of 23, or is there? Of
course it is. Yeah. Everyone gets feedback, and we talk it through, and we use it in the right manner to see where we're going to go in the not too distant future. So it's the same for everyone.
Is Twickenham being a cauldron, does that play into the selection, that it's not a place for somebody who maybe is not fully confident at the moment?
Well, Sam's a fantastic international player. He's on a journey that's obviously learning like all of us, and that will never stop. It's the same for Kieran Farrell, and we've talked all along about the 4 lads competing against one another, and the balance is right for this team this weekend.
Thanks, Bernard. Just on that, Andy, you touched on it there, I know, Michael, but why is this the week for Jack over Sam?
Because of what we've seen and how he's come through and performed and playing confidently. I think the 2 lads probably came in to camp. I think they've probably been in better form. I'm not saying they weren't they were in better form, but you see during training which way that you're going to go through performance, etc., and you back what you see and all of that. And I suppose sometimes you see people come from the back and have nothing to lose and get over themselves and just rip in. And we've not just seen that with Jack, but we've seen that with somebody as experienced as, say, James Ryan. Not selected to start in the first game, came on against France and had a storming game and has continued that. I saw that with James as well in the Lions, where he was behind the 8 ball there with a quad injury, and he was chasing his tail to try and get into the squad, and he played his best rugby, I would have thought, within that tour, and that's because people are able to just sit back a little bit and make sure they make sense of it all and get over themselves and rip into the performance. And I think you saw that in Jack's performance last week.
Derek?
Andy, could you tell us a bit about Kieran Farrell's reaction to his selection? I know he hasn't played in the Six Nations since 2024. I imagine he was quite excited about it.
Well, yeah, he's 100% excited. He's been certainly frustrated, with lack of game time, certainly in the autumn. But being able to give him the game there in the Ireland 15 obviously kept him ticking over, and for what we've seen in training, how sharp he is and how eager he is to get going, and the balance that he gives us on the bench, he'll be ready to go.
Some big men in the back 3. Did that kind of impact your selection at all around the high ball?
Well, it's an important part of the game, full stop, and everyone knows that it's an important part of England's game, and rightly so. They use it as a weapon, so we always have to cover all that, but more so we cover it what we want to impact the game with as well.
Thanks, Kieran.
Andy, you were talking about the keyboard warriors on Saturday night, and then on Sunday we had the awful abuse targeted at an elbow. Just your reaction to that and how you handle something like that as head coach.
Well, first and foremost, it's all about the player, nothing but about how he is and how it's affecting him or not. And we've had the conversation, and he's fine, thankfully. But it's obviously disgusting. You know, there's no need for it in society. You know, I didn't read it. I don't want to read it. I don't want to give people I don't want to give them anything to even think that I'm even commenting on some of the stuff that has been said, really, because they certainly don't deserve that. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, Edwin's fine. He's strong. He's been brought up in the right way. We met his family last week. His mother and his two brothers and his sister. His father couldn't make it because he works all hours God sends as far as A&E nurse there down in Cork, which says it all. So he's made of the right stuff, and that's why he's able to just crack on and ignore all the BS.
Thanks, Peter.
Andy, hi. You've had all sorts at Twickenham since you took charge.
Yeah.
Seems to me like you've brought in your a lot of experienced players there. Can you talk about the experience of playing in Twickenham, how it rates in the sort of the overall scheme of things in World Rugby?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously with the squad that we've got, we've been trying to give chance to grow the squad. Obviously, with giving people different experiences in Paris or even last week, etc. With Edwin, etc. But I suppose as a group, Game 3, Twickenham is trying to learn from Paris, the experience of that, and learn from past experiences from Twickenham as well. You know, we've won pretty important games there. We've also lost there a few times recently. Pretty similar story to a couple of years ago, isn't it? Coming on the back of Scotland beating England and England being told that they had to have a reaction, and they did, and played some great rugby and won on the bell there. So, yeah, having lads within the group who have been there and felt that, and how they can portray that experience down to somebody like a Robert Balakoon, etc., is pretty important.
So has those games been referenced, or the most recent game? I know 2 years is a long time, but...
Yeah, no, we go back into the dark ages sometimes. You know, we go back further than 2 years. Sometimes, obviously, last year was a pretty exciting game as well, like you would expect it to be. But yeah, we're ready for anything that's going to be thrown at us, because we expect England to have a reaction to that game. We know from what they've been saying. Emotionally, they thought they didn't get it right, and the right to say all that. And you know, I suppose where they think their squad is right now, there was obviously talking at the beginning of the tournament that they want to take it to the last weekend there in France. And you know, I suppose the Grand Slam's gone, but the competition's still on for them, and we'd like to think for us as well. So it all adds up to what the Six Nations should be about, isn't it, really? Different emotions week to week because of what's happened the week before, and here we are at the halfway stage, and we've got a cracker to look forward to.
Thanks. That's it for the live section, and I'll just remind cameras not to